Hey guys, so listen, I want to talk a little bit about depression. So let's talk about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good morning. So listen, as far as depression, a lot of us go through it. A lot of us are in denial about depression as well. But one thing about depression is that it could be regulated. I don't know about fixing depression, but I do know that, whether you're by yourself, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're, living with your parents, whether you're like, whatever your situation is, depression, can happen to any of us. None of us are like immune to depression. The thing about it is acknowledging it, and accepting what it is. You know what I'm saying? And a person like me, I can only speak on myself when it comes to how I've dealt with depression and the things that I've done to try and like regulate it, because I do things that, that helps me to get through certain things. And one thing about me wanting to talk about this is over the weekend I was watching a movie and then I just was like, I didn't want to watch it. I wanted a comedy. So I ended up going to Deion Cole. He was one of his specials, and at the end he was just like, talking about black people. He wasn't disrespecting white people or nothing like that. He was just talking about how depression is is rising to such an alarming rate. Actually, he said suicide in the black community was rising to an alarming rate. And I was like, he was still putting jokes in with it, which is, that's what comedians do. But hopefully I'll be able to insert some stuff from his special because it was hilarious. But it was also true,
Love yourself, man, for real. Motherfuckers ain't loving themselves right now. I've never seen the suicide rate the way it is now. It is at an alarming rate, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to any other race. I just never seen it so much in the black community at all. It is alarming how much suicide has taken over in people's minds and in their lives or whatever, because people ain't loving themselves. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. I blame social media for that shit too, for real. That shit'll make you feel miserable. People be on social media, they be kicking it, women be all up in Cabo, chilling on boats and yachts and wearing Chanels and bodies glistening, everybody abs is tight and men popping champagne and got watches and jewels all in the camera and shit. And you at work at your cubicle looking at this shit. It's gotta be a better way.
Yeah. As far as with suicide, it starts sometimes with depression, and sometimes we don't want to tell people. And he was like, I blame it on social media and all of these things, which I understand blaming things on social media because social media is a big factor in things like that. But also you have to hold yourself accountable in what you're letting into your environment, what you're letting into your space. And that right there could be a challenge for any of us, And, so no matter who you are, if there are some things that you're trying to navigate through and you're finding it hard to just like get out of bed, or you're finding it hard to like, okay, I know I have to get out of bed because I have to make money, or I have to do this, that, and the third, like I get that. But if you're at work all day and you're crying, or you're feeling like you want to cry all day, or if you're sad, you don't know why you're sad, or if you do know why you're sad, like all of these things are something to pay attention to. We have 24 hours in a day, so if you're spending time on social media, spend some of that time away from social media and into focusing on, okay, why am I feeling this way? What's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? And you have people like me, like I always say, I'm not as popular as a lot of people, and I'm not like some guru or anything like that, but I do know what I'm talking about in terms of me going through what I've been through, and in terms of me helping others get through and go through what they've been through, and to help them to navigate through it. Now, I do, should take time right now to insert things as far as my books, and while I do this and to break it down to you, I know all of those things are needed. But right now it's more about me trying to appeal and appease and to just bring forth all of that, when it comes to like dealing with things, you know what I'm saying? And yes, there are ways and things that I can break down to you and have broken down to you that I will be bringing to you. But as far as you're watching me, whomever is watching me today, right now, at this very present moment, if there's something that you are dealing with, then you're going to have to just like disconnect for a second. And if you have someone that's at home with you, if you have a spouse that's there with you, and if you feel like you cannot disconnect with that spouse, like, hey, I need to go in my corner right quick, or I need to do this, or I need to do that, then that right there is something that you need to take down. Get your journal, get your notebook, whatever you need to get, and write it down. Like, write down what's bothering you and what you feel like needs to be fixed. I need to be able to talk to my partner because I'm going into a state of depression. If you can't do that, there's issues. There's a problem there. I know with me, my thing is to talk to you about couples, talk to you about things like that. I told God, I always told him, if you get me out of this relationship, I'm going to tell everybody about it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to help women. I'll never, I'm going to help them get through this. I'll never put myself back into this situation. Blah, 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 blah. Now, during the healing process and all of these things, I won't let that stop me from getting into a relationship. I won't bring that off into my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because I won't go into letting someone else, like if he's trying to love on me and just put up some sort of wall, like, no. Everything is fresh. Everything is a fresh slate. You know what I'm saying? So I've been able to deal with placing things with friends, families, relationships, certain things in certain ways because I've dealt with it. I've wrote things down, I've written it down, and I've pondered on it. I've tried to see what I could do. You know what I'm saying? I've had my suicidal moments. I've had just so many things, you know what I'm saying, that I've had to work through and that you can work through too. You know what I'm saying? It's just about dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? It's about getting in there and really dealing with what's wrong. If you got to cry, you got to cry. If you got to smoke, you got to smoke. If you got to drink, you gotta drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna tell you not to do all of those things, although you're gonna have to somehow round up, how am I finna cut back on this to where I can do it. If you can go cold turkey, go cold turkey. But I ain't the one to tell you to not do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I had to do in order for me to cope. If not, I would have just been going off on everybody and just been just crazy stupid around here, just foolish, But there was a way that I got over that. I got through it. You know what I'm saying? I worked through my depression. I've worked through my suicidal moments. I've worked through all of these things. How? Because I took time out. I sat down. I evaluated myself. I didn't insert anyone else. It was just me. Like I said, if I had a spouse, I would have sat down. Hey, babe, listen. Blah, 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 blah. This is what's bothering me. Is there anything that's bothering you? Let's talk about it. We don't have to involve family, friends, kids, none of that. Let's talk. Let's figure this thing out. Because one thing about you fixing your depression or fixing whatever it is that you're going through or maybe going through or that's brewing is that if you have to walk on eggshells in your own home, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And right now, it's about fixing it. Take some time out to do that. I mean, what else you got to do? Scroll on social media? I mean, unless you're at work right now. And if you're at work right now, and if you have time to be on socials, then viewing stuff like this is a bonus. Viewing stuff to save it, share it, do whatever you need to do to just try and relate or figure out what it is that I need to do to fix this issue because I'm crying all the time. I'm always sad. Even when I know I should be happy, I'm sad. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Only you have to hold yourself accountable for how you're going to fix this. Even if you go to counseling, you know what I'm saying? If you go to counseling, there's no magic beans there. There's no magic stick there. There's no magic there that's going to, that counselor is going to be able to give you or say to you that's going to place you where you need to be placed mentally. You know what I'm saying? Only you could do that. And the way that you could do that is to sit down and to formulate a plan by not only getting a routine, if that's your thing. If you don't like routines, I understand that too. But you need to put something in place to where we got to figure out, why is this happening? Why am I feeling this way? What can change? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not one of the, I know right now, these days, is so many people that's just like, you know, I'm done. Like, don't nobody want to work on nothing no more. Don't nobody want to do this and that. Don't nobody want to take the time out to just make sure everyone is okay within their household, within their circle. Like, that ain't my job. I'm matching energies. No, like, it doesn't have to be like that, because I'm on the same wavelength. Like, if you're not contributing to my growth in some way, shape, or form, if you're taking good energy that's needed, we all need that good energy, then hey, I'm gonna have to, keep my distance. You know what I'm saying? But all the talk about, hey, I'm clear, I'm clearing it out. Don't nobody want this and that. Like, ooh, like I'm telling you, like, let me tell you, I'm bouncing around so much, but I just really want to tell you, I'm telling you what Dion Cole was saying about people loving themselves. You got to love yourself, because if you're not loving yourself, it's going to be hard to try and do anything different. It's going to be hard to try and manifest the things that you're trying to manifest. It's going to be hard to try and be happy. It's going to be hard to be so many things. Listen.
Before, and applying yourself to whatever you do, that's what makes you unfireable, goddammit. They can't do what you do. You get what I'm saying? But you got to love yourself. Women ain't loving themselves. Women don't really love themselves like they should. Especially women. Probably walk around here with phony hair, eyelashes, phony eyebrows, and waist trainers and all this. And then you go to men looking for validation. But I'll let you know this, if God couldn't make you happy, what do you think us men gonna do? You can't make you happy. Just be who you are. I just want you for you. You're trying to be like everybody else. Oh, I want to look like Nicki Minaj. Well, Nicki don't look like Nicki Minaj. Now you're trying to look like something that doesn't exist.
But that's the gist of it all. You know what I'm saying? In terms of fixing it, only you can. In terms of social media, you have to work on your discipline with that stuff. You have to work on who you're following. You have to work on what you're doing while you're on there, the amount of time you're spending on there. Make it a job. Make it something that you need to do. Even if you're at work right now, knowing that you need to be doing some work. But if you find yourself on some sort of social sites or something like that, then add that to your plan. Add that to your list of things to do or to not do, or to what I need to regulate. How can I fix this? Deal with it. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear you first come out. I'm sorry, I'm bringing my book back into this thing, but I cannot wait till I can tell you guys about that. But part of me keep pushing stuff like that off, even though I'm not pushing it off. I have so much going into where my happiness is contained. Like, I have those moments to where there's, the anxiety is there. Like, certain things are happening, me having to do so much by myself as a mom. Like, oh my God, like, and it's just like, then trying to be there for my kids, then be there for my kids' friends. That's a whole nother subject that I'm just like the community mom sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not complaining, because I know when them kids get big, they're going to be like, Miss Meko, help me through that and this and that. And even if they don't, I know what I've done. You know what I'm saying? And God has been giving me what I need. He has been giving me what I need. He has been sustaining me. He has been setting me up for what I need to be set up for. Now, can I bring that over to you guys? Yes, I can. How? I don't know. I'm still working on it. But I do know, in order for me to maintain my peace and my happiness, it's not about me throwing my books on you or doing this or doing that. But I do know, me getting on here with videos like this, just saying to take a look at, if you're crying all the time, this is for you. If you're sad all the time, this is for you. If you are just in a state of just like, this is not me, this is not my life, this is not who I am, this is not what I want to do, this is blah, 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 blah. Mark it off one by one. Well, how can I fix this? This is what's wrong. Okay. How can I fix that? Blah, blah, blah. Make it a job within a job. If you're at work right now, do what you need to do, because like I said, I'm gonna insert Dion Cole in here somewhere, because like he said, you get on here and you don't know what's going on behind the scene of some of these people and what they got going on when they're on these social sites, living it up on these boats and islands and all of these things. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes of all of that mess. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that everybody dealing in mess. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not finna sit up here and tell myself everybody who's living like that is living in depression and misery. No, no, I shall not tell myself that, because I know that is not to be true. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking to the ones who are, you know, actually, you know, living out your, you know, actually happy within yourself, and it comes over on to the screen as well. Like, that's good. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones just like just spinning. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, you're just spinning. You know, trying to appease the people who could care less about you. And you know what? I know you hear this all the time. We hear this type of stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? We always trying to appeal to people who who, you know, who could care less if you live today or tomorrow. Like, if you're gone today, forgot about them tomorrow, whatever, you know. If you're dealing with depression, like I said, hold yourself accountable for you loving yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if that environment that you're in is not, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? If it's not, I don't even know, I can't think. My brain is all over the place right now. But if it's not gathering everything that you need for it to be gathering in order for you to live the way that you need to be living, which is happy, which should be simple, you know what I'm saying? Which it's not always simple, but come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Being sad all the time and mad all the time, and you giving yourself excuses on why you're like that. Nope. And I want to talk about it, baby. I can talk about it. I sure can. I can talk about the misery of it all. I can talk about the depression of it all. I can talk about the healing and the growth of it all as well. And this is what I'm trying to get you to, the healing and the growth of it all. Because I already know the depression of it all could be like a, forever stomp down, just boom, 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 boom. I'm done. I give up. You know? But it doesn't have to be that way. And this is whatever you need for it to be, in order for you to get to where you need to get to, in order for you to make some decisions that'll get you to a better path. And you ain't got to have a lot of money to do that. You don't even have to have a whole lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it's just like, you know what? I can't even think right now. My brain all over the place. I ain't got no sense right now. Am I coming? Am I going? Am I this person, that person, the money, the this, the that, the kids, the neighbors, the mom, the dad, the cousins, the aunties, the uncles, the nieces, the nephews. It could be a stain. Don't let it stain you up. Fix it. Yeah, I did. And I know, like I said, I could talk about it. I really can. And as usual, on every video that I've done, I always say the video don't go like I planned for it to go. Like in my head, I be having stuff in my, like, I can help somebody with this. But it's like I do better off camera. Like when I'm talking to people and I'm helping people, which is another reason why I think I'm doing so well offline. You know what I'm saying? But I know that if I want to sell stuff and blah, 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 and like, you know, and all of that, I probably have to get on here more and talk about the things that needs to be talked about and marketing the way that it needs to be marketed and all of this, and the third. But yeah, you know, to bring it back, do what you need to do to get you to a place to where you're not crying, you're not sad, when the cameras are not on, or when the scrolling stops and you put the phone down. What am I dealing with? What is the environment like? Am I happy? Is the people around me happy? You know, are my kids happy? Or is my mom happy? Whoever, is my husband happy? Is my wife happy? You know, whatever the situation is, assess that. And if you come up with anything other than I'm good, like literally, I'm okay, I could deal with this, I'm happy, I'm thankful, then let's keep going. Let's keep that energy. Let's keep that, you know, going, you know, because we all gonna have those bad days and those harsh days to where it's just like, oh, then that's when we got to navigate. So you got it. We made it this far. So that's the gist of it. Let's have a great week. Send me an email, share this video, like this video, comment underneath it, subscribe to this channel. Hey, let's just stay in touch, okay? And more importantly, stay in tune and stay in touch with yourself. How are you feeling? Regardless of how, I know I'm not coming over on this video the way I want to come over, but how are you feeling? Are you coming over to what you need to come over to? Huh? Okay. Okay. Have a great day. Have a great week. Thank you guys.